gives like the best head, so.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. For her 10th birthday next month, we're going to David Buster's. Nah, I'm just kidding. We're gonna fuck. Oh, come on. Don't worry. I'll pull out. No, like you misunderstand. Like I mean, I'm gonna finish on her. That's what I'm saying. Again. This next one, it might be a little bit dirty, so if anybody's like not feeling it, just let me know. Anybody have Sirius XM? Sirius XM in your cars? So on channel 415, okay, you tune into Sirius XM. It's called XL Vivid, and it's these two women, and they have like a talk show, and you talk to them until you come. That's the end goal. So people will call in, and I was listening to it the other day, and somebody called in, and they're like, "All right, we've got Mike from Detroit. Mike, what's going on? What are you into? What are your kinks?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I like BDSM. I like tying people up, whatever." And so I was listening to it a little bit later in the phone call. They're reaching the end, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you know what I'm gonna do to you next? I'm gonna, gah!" And then she's like, "Oh yeah, that's a big one." And I'm like, "Really? How do you know? That's over the phone. How can you tell that that's a big one?" I just want to call in and just immediately come. You know? Okay, we've got Thomas from Pittsburgh. Thomas, what's your kink? Talking on the phone. Getting asked, my kink is my kink. Thomas, what's your kink? You know what my kink is. I like to go out and do open mics every now and then I'll get up on stage and I will joke about your radio station to people, and I will pretend like 2 minutes ago, whenever I made a joke about immediately coming in my pants, that I didn't come in my pants, and everybody is none the wiser that I totally blew my load up here, and they just laugh and they just think that it's a joke. It just goes on. There we go. There we go. Somebody's following along, and I like that. You guys ever have a shit so good that you just put it right back up there to experience? I didn't even have to finish that one for. So the other day I was out shopping, and I came across this absolutely beautiful girl, and she rings up my order or whatever, and I leave, and I forgot something, and so I had to come back the next day. And she rings me up again, but by the time that I came back, it was just so fucking awkward between us, because I had gone home, I fantasized about her. By the time that I came back, we were just through like such a nasty fucking breakup. It was so awkward. And she's like, "Yeah, your total's 12-12." And I'm like, "Really? That's what you're gonna say to me? All right, fuck you." She didn't like that. I like my friends to call me, honestly, whatever they want to call me, but most people call me Tom. I wish that they would go by the Mafia nicknames. You guys remember Mafia nicknames? That was your first name and then your occupation. So they'd be like, "Hey, I need you to go out and whack Jimmy the Butcher." And it's like, "Oh, thank you. You've narrowed it down for me. I need to find a butcher named Jimmy. That's it. Thank you, Vito the mob boss. I'll be back here right away." I want somebody to, like, you know, come out and put out a hit on, like, you know, fucking Doug the Pig Fucker. They're gonna be like, "Doug the Pig Fucker, is that like full time? Is that his occupation?" No, he's a dentist. But you fuck one pig, and then you're known as the fucking pig fucker. I'm a Lyft driver occasionally whenever I'm not doing shitty stand-up. And I enjoy it, I guess. It's like decent money. I enjoy the people that I pick up. Like, for example, the other day, I picked up this gentleman who spoke Spanish, and I do not speak Spanish. but I used to live in Florida, and I used to date somebody that spoke Spanish. So he gets into the car, and it's very clear that, from a phone call or whatever, that he speaks Spanish. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I used to date somebody that spoke Spanish. And he's like, oh, hablas español? And I'm like, sure. Yeah, sure. And he says something to me in Spanish. I have no idea what he's saying, but I'm assuming he's saying, what do you know how to say? So what I say to him is, mi tortuga quiero una torta de queso. My turtle wants a sandwich with cheese. He thought it was funny, he laughed a little bit, and then he started saying some more stuff in Spanish. And I assumed that he must not have heard me and asked me what I can say in Spanish. So I say again, mi tortuga quiero una torta de queso. And then he's a little bit confused. He's like, huh? And he says something else. And for the third time, I repeat, mi tortuga quiero una torta de queso. And then he says, you don't know how to speak Spanish, do you? And I said, sí. Yeah, I do know how to. Wow. So we got off to his we got to his stop, and we let him out. And by the time that he left, it was like just really awkward because like I had fantasized about him on the way there, and so like I was letting him off, and I was like, oh, this is just fucking awkward. That's what you're gonna say to me? Thanks everybody. My name's Thomas Allen.
Yeah, man.
Thomas Allen, everybody. Yeah. Fucking white people talking about Amish fucking and pedophilia.